How do you make that connection between the Kemetic people, the Moors, and the Hebrews?
Same people.
That's what I was going to ask.
This is one of the biggest frauds
right.
that has come down the pike that causes divisions with our people.
Right. Which came to split, though? Because now you got a group that's saying the Moors, and then a group saying
Look, even those dynamics.
Yes.
Even those dynamics. And what you'll find is most of the time that will come from people who come from what we have come to call schools of thought. However, when you go back into history, and this is one of the things that I recognize that's terribly injurious to us, even in our dealings with each other, which will demonstrate as soon as you see them getting together arguing dogma and calling it religion, because most of the masses don't get religion. Right. And that's not an attack on anyone, that's just simply the truth.
But the Hebrews say that it's not a religion.
But listen.
Yeah,
let's
nationality
come,
for them.
Let's come.
Say.
I'm not arguing that.
Right.
I am saying we are the same people. We, the Moors of the North Gate, are referred to as the Ibri, which some people call Hebrew. It is no Hebrew, it's Ibri. That's those of us who crossed the river. It cannot be emphasized enough. There is no difference between us and our brothers and sisters on the other side of the water after the land's separated, except some of us are mixed. Those who cross the river are the Ibri, falsely called Hebrew. Hebrew is a modern corruption of Ibri. We are the Ibri. We're not different people. Problem, some of us know it has to do with the dividing of the land. Others, based on the way the Europeans have taught the books, think it's a different people with a different religion, with some kind of special relationship with the divine creator that nobody else has. When we're all brothers, sisters, cousins, and all of us can be traced to the same families. And what you find, it is really a reflection of what has been traditionally groomed amongst our people, which is self-hatred. Also, when you go back into the ancient culture of the Asiatics, you'll find that Moor and African are used synonymously throughout the world until about the 1600s. You know, and this includes people calling themselves whatever they want to call themselves. You understand? Even including the brands given by the Europeans. It's like a Chinese talking about what's the difference between Chinese and light-skinned yellow people and dark-skinned yellow people. The fact of it is no such thing as light-skinned yellow people and dark-skinned yellow people. They're Chinese or Manchurian. How about that? And this goes the same thing with our people identifying their belief systems as their bloodline identity, which is an indication that they don't even know fundamental civilization. And we need to, how do you say, get information out to our people without them being sensitive to their belief systems and comprehend that we're all Ibri. But it's not a religion the way it's presented, and we're not a different people. All it represents, when you look like, say, chapter 47 in the Circle 7 Quran, or you deal with brothers and sisters from Hikupta who really know the history, and you know that all the priesthood know that Africa, what they call Egypt, is Hikupta. For sociologists, the word Egypt is used, which is a modern contemporary designation given by German scholars. But the proper name is Hikupta. And from Ptah, this is where you get Peter in the Bible. And a lot of it has to do with the misconceptions that the Europeans have perpetrated relative to Jews. There is no Jew. We're Yahudi. And the Yahudi are those of the Asiatics that cross the river. And this has to do with the ancient Superdivere, the great Anexum Superdivere, and that is just like a survey. And this is where the land was divided between Ham and Cush, simply father and son. And in the principles, the Asiatics crossed the river. You know, the father crossed the river and left the land. And so when a lot of people look at the history, when they look at the Prince James versions of the Septuaginta, and who was later to become King James version of the Septuaginta. Most of the people aren't even aware of the Septuaginta, and they won't even teach of the Septuaginta because most of them have been, how do you say, Constantinized, or with modern Christianity. As a matter of fact, even in our culture, Tetragrammaton actually deals with the 4 gates and the 4 elements. And yet Tetragrammaton is presented to people who don't understand it as the ineffable word or 4-letter word. You know, YHWH, and then those who don't understand the science just say Yahweh, you know, and then those who don't understand that say Jehovah. And yet those same people will turn around and condemn cosmology, which is actually the foundation of all religions on the planet. And so what you find is people sitting around debating their beliefs that have nothing to do with the science of life.